Hello, good afternoon.
So, hello. Um, um,
There's nothing to worry about, so just I'm gonna ask you a few questions and that's it. So don't worry about it. Thank you for joining, by the way. Happy to see you here. Thank you for being on time.
yeah, okay, it's fine. It's kind of hurry. I head back to home and just do a few things because my computer is kind of broke down. It stopped working, and then I have to borrow my mom's computer.
Well, you could have told me I could have given you more time. I mean, it's not a big deal. Just let me know next time.
No, it's okay. I hate to don't meet the deadline. I don't like that. I
But
always
there's no deadline. Like it's not like because it's my fault for moving it right like last second. So you are not responsible for that in that case, right? So of course it's in your hands in this case to move it or adjust. There's no deadline yet, just the meeting time. It's all right, no problem. So don't worry about it. And so do you need some extra time or are you ready now?
um Actually, I'm not too ready, but I don't need more time.
Well, we can
But
improvise, right? Do it impromptu.
yeah, but that didn't prove that I'm ready.
Okay, I'm happy to see you here. And the demo is not that important. It's just for me to explain what we want from you better, so you can see it like with a real example. And before we begin, let me ask you a few questions, and I want you to ask me a few questions as well. So, firstly, like, do you have any other certificates apart from IELTS that you've told me is expired already?
um, Apart from the IELTS, it's hard. Um, Currently, I'm studying in the gifted class of Bing University, and
Majoring
yeah,
in.
yeah, in English language teaching.
Okay, very nice. Exactly what we need.
Okay. But currently I'm sophomore, I'm undergraduate, so I don't believe that can be called as a certification because we're not graduate yet. Um, for others, I do participate in gifted competition. I do uh, participate in English competition for gifted students. Um, but the price not too high. So
No, what are you talking about? Price, you said?
yeah, the
The
price.
prize.
Price.
Okay, huh? Uh,
Um, yeah, that's all.
can you tell me more about was it the competition? You mean, are there a lot of them, or is it just one?
Yeah, it is a national competition for all gifted students who major in English.
A national one. So was it has it happened already?
Yeah, it had happened already.
And was it in Hanoi or something or online?
No, firstly, it will start at school, and then it will expand into a larger scale, and the final one will be a national competition.
When is the national competition?
It happened annually. Um, Probably, actually, I didn't reach to the finals.
So it's over already,
Yeah,
but
it's
you
over
didn't get
already.
into the finals. I see, no problem. All right. Well, I just need to know your background to see whether there is anything else, like because I want to know. I want you to kind of like shine here and share everything that you've got. So if you have anything else to share, you can do so now.
Um, okay. So apart from the IELTS certification, I know how to play guitar, piano. I used to be an English MC. Um,
Wow.
a yeah. an English. I used to run an English club back from my high school,
Mm-hmm.
and currently I am the two core, or actually three core staff of the organization called Green Act, which started by also a lecturer at Ving University.
What's the name again? Gray, what?
Green Act,
A
Green
Green
Act.
Act. Okay, I see. All right. All right. Anything else?
Mm,
Tell me about your goals.
my goals.
Yeah, do you see yourself in a certain way in the future? Like, is there kind of a defined figure that you want to become, or
Mm,
is it unclear yet?
Actually, I don't pursue to any defined figure, but I I do have some goals which are very specific and related to English. I want to go abroad, study for a master in UK or US.
Mhm.
Um, because after a while exposing to an enormous amounts of knowledge at university, I realized that I don't actually want to teach students, but I want to do a deep research about something for students. Like I don't want to teach so much, but I want to research, and that is the way that I'm currently headed to. Um, and the reason that I want to study abroad because I believe that when when you study English in Vietnam, the amounts of available learning resources is kind of limited. And when we study abroad, it will be a more broader and open sources. Yeah.
hmm Well, we are looking for someone who wants to work with us long term and grow with us. So, as an option, I could suggest studying your master's online, same universities. There's plenty of people doing it these days, from look from all parts of Vietnam. People don't usually, I mean, don't often go abroad these days. They just study from home. You can enroll into a program in the UK or in Australia and just study online and get the exact same certificate. It's not going to even say anywhere that you studied online, and it's going to be perhaps a little cheaper even that way. So that's just one option. I know you want to go there and be there, and you're talking about immersion, I think, because resources are usually online, right? All of the resources, English learning resources are online. There's nothing really missing here that you would get there. Actually, it would be easier to get resources here if you were to look, because there you would have to use VPNs or some sort of there's a lot of protections in place that prevent you from easily accessing resources for free, whereas in Vietnam you can easily get it for free, and you still have a lot of teachers here offline. I mean, there's no shortage of foreign teachers here. So to be honest, I think it's kind of like an old kind of view that you have to go there to get something better. These days you could get all the best parts selectively online, and you don't need to be present directly there. But of course, I mean, you could do your research while being in Vietnam for a university in Australia and just visit at core moments. Like they invite you, they might even pay for your flight and everything, right? They invite you at the core moment when you present your final, let's say, discovery. If it's successful, and then you show up and you get the highlight, what you had been working for, but you wouldn't waste time just simply living there for pretty much no reason. And again, so you could do that offline and still develop your career, because otherwise you have to abandon everything. You would
Mm.
have to leave everything behind, go there, and then come back. And I've met a lot of people who have done this in Vietnam, the Vietnamese women and men. After studying abroad, when they come back, what do you think happens?
Um, Actually, that goals is still under consideration because when you study master in Vietnam, it will last for 2 years, but when you study abroad, it will just only 1 year.
It
Yeah,
depends.
it's shorter. Um, but the thing is, I think the difference between a person who actually study abroad and the person who study in Vietnam, it's the ability to express the language more efficiently. I'm the kind of person who really believe in the behaviorism theory, or the interact.
Let's wait. Disconnection occurred. Don't worry about it. I understand. So you were saying you are the kind of person who's what?
Uh, okay. I'm the kind of person who really believe in the behaviorism perspective and interactionist perspective, because um I consume that environment acts as a very important element in the language learning processes. And the difference between the person who study abroad, they will, and the one who actually study in Vietnam, is that they will have the environment to have a better exposure to the English itself. And um, if I have the chance to study abroad, I will have the environment with the native speaker. They can have the ability, an excellent ability to identify the flaw in my speaking performance, which in Vietnam, I didn't have that chance.
You have me. I specialize in bringing people to band 9 in IELTS. I specialize in phonics. I've trained ears. Like I'm really good at listening. Like I've coached hundreds of Hanoi students, even Japanese students. I've been working with so many people. You have me. I'm the owner of the company JYS. So if you work with me, we'll clean up your English in no time. Like I spent exactly what you just said. Like that's what my specialty lies in, apart from teaching, of course, like teaching methodologies and classroom management. Which so my goal here in the center is to not just to teach students, but mostly to support my teachers and to guide them and to coach them. So I've been doing this for like more than 3 years now. Before I'd been simply teaching, and I've got a lot of experience now. I've got a book on how to teach in Vietnam. I've written a book. And so you can just study with me, like offline, online. I've got tons of experience, and even better than any of the people you might. You think you go to Australia and the people there will care about your English? I mean, you would have to sign up for special courses, and it's no different from just meeting face to face like this. This is still face to face. I understand what you're saying. You're saying something about the environment affecting you, and of course you'd absorb more from the environment, but it's not that much more these days. It's pretty globalized. You can immerse yourself completely into the environment. Look, you probably think I'm a native speaker, right?
Yes.
I'm not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got band 9 in speaking in IELTS, all self-study, you know?
Oh my God.
So
So where are you from?
can you guess?
It's hard. It's a hard question. Um, you're not a native speaker. That would be somewhere Russian.
Russia, yeah? Exactly.
Oh
I'm
my
Russian.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Is it surprising? Shocking?
yeah, because you don't look like Russian to me a lot.
Strange. Why did you guess then?
Um, I identify. I often categorize people speaking
Into
English.
Russians and non-Russians, right?
Actually, it's not. I often categorize them in two types. The first one is based on their pronunciation, and the second one is based on their, you know, appearance. And your appearance just looks so much American-like, and as well as your pronunciation. So I thought you were from America.
Right. Many people think that. Even British people think I'm American. I've interacted with a lot of people in my life, obviously, and it's well, I've been working a lot on this. And the point is, it doesn't matter what I have or where I'm from. It really matters. The only thing that matters here is that you can immerse yourself into the environment like I did, and you have me here to support you as well. I've put a lot of effort into that, and I've never been to America myself. I've never been to UK myself. I've traveled a lot across Europe, Asia, or Russia. So I've been to still a lot of places. I've met a lot of people, but it's all achievable, especially now. It's so much easier. So what I'm trying to say, you don't really need to be in that environment there unless you want to. Of course, that's fine. But the point is, we're trying to find someone who wants to build themselves from ground up. So for example, you want to achieve some sort of progress in your English. That's guaranteed with the center if you work with me. I mean, if you study with me, you work for JYS, and you also achieve classroom management, all the teaching techniques, and research can be done simply online. You will still meet with all those people you'd meet offline. I mean, you still have meetings like face-to-face, video calls, everything, classroom meetings, everything happens as normal. And again, if you're there, they're not going to care. Like that person, the professor that said you're going to talk to, he's not going to care about your English. He's not going to fix it. He doesn't care. And if you were to ask him, like, hey, could I please study with you? They would say, well, first of all, I'm busy. Probably not. Second of all, it's not my specialty. Thirdly, it might be really expensive. If they were to agree, it could be really expensive and not really worthwhile for you, So that's the situation from my perspective, and I've studied a lot about people who study abroad because I've always wanted to do that myself. But in the end, I've wound up here and I opened my company, and it seems to be progressing really well. So I want to attract the best talent. So I've noticed you, and I'm seeing that you might be a good fit. Right now, we're still in the rapidly growing stage, and we are developing very quickly. And I want you to be a part of it if you choose so. You have an opportunity to become an academic manager down the line, not just a teacher. So the earlier you start, the better. And the longer you stay, the bigger the opportunities are, right?
Mhm.
So that's all I'm offering here. With like I want to make sure we align your goals, like what you want to achieve, with what we do, so we can collaborate. Yeah.
Yeah.
What questions do you have?
Um, what are the specific groups of students?
Right now,
Uh,
we can offer 3 classes to you. It's not much, but again, we need to see what you are capable of, and we would like to see you in action on Tuesday, if you're available at 5:30, starting at 5:30, or you can join a little later if you're busy. But
mm,
normally, the 3 classes happen every week, Tuesday and Friday. That's 2 days, but 3 classes. Tuesday we have 1 class. That is 7:30. No, actually 5:30 to 7. Yeah,
um, okay. 5:30, second Tuesday.
5:30
That's
to
fine.
7 in the
That's,
evening, at night.
mm. Oh, wait. Five, five. Oh, yeah, that's fine.
And on Friday, that's 5:30 to 7, and then I think it's 7 to 8:30, 2 classes. There's just about 6 students, 3 to 6 students per class. Those are new classes we have, so I want to see what you're capable of. And all you need to do is just on Tuesday you come in. I'll be there. I'll see how you do. I'll support you fully. I'll explain what we do. There's not much to do because again, it's not a big class. It's a small class. We have
Mhm.
the TVs. We have the whiteboards. The environment is fully. You have TA downstairs to support you, so everything is handled already. We have the curriculum, of course. You don't need to prepare full lesson plans. You just need to prepare a lesson objective and one activity ahead of time that you need to show us. So that's per lesson. And during the lesson, I'll tell you what to do. The
Mhm.
payment is 150,000 Vietnam dong per lesson the first month. If you do well, it goes up to 200 per lesson the next month after the first one. And then you also get a progression based on your classes and on how well you do. That's it. But at first we just focus on these 2 steps, the first month and the second month, then we'll see.
Mm.
And we're looking for someone long term, so we would like to collaborate for a long time. So that's what I'm saying. Like it could be, starting from 2, 3 to 5, 6, and so on years, but with the stages of growth, not just the same position all the time. Right?
I I have a question, another question that what like what are the typical age of students in your
It's
center?
just high school students. Uh, Actually, we have some younger classes, but I think that's handled already.
Mm-hmm.
There might be some more later for you, but of course, with your expertise, we would give you the higher classes first, like the high level classes. So it's mostly high school students and students aged from, let's say, 13 to 16, like that.
Mm, okay.
And again, the classes are really small at the moment, so there's nothing to be afraid of. It's very easy. It's actually a great place to start if you haven't taught much.
Yeah. Mm, th that is kind of suitable for me because I don't really primary students are not my targeted group of students. Yeah. I'm not good at handling children.
Well, it's part of teaching regardless. Like if you're teaching older students, you still need to handle the class management. But I understand what you mean. It's a little bit harder. But again, if the class is too rowdy, you will have the access to teaching assistants that will help you. So you just need to make sure you have a list of things, list of requirements for your TAs, what they
Okay.
have to handle to keep your classes organized. Like if you don't have like a list of like a specific action, specific things the TA needs to do for you. If you don't have that, then the TA is useless. You can't use them, right? So their help is useless. But if you think about what you're struggling with the most, so the TA can cover those weaknesses, then your lessons will go smoothly. You understand?
Okay. Okay. Um, So under any circumstances, do I have the right to, have a day off? It is not
Oh, of
actually,
course.
but like because I'm currently still a student, so there are some times that I have to prepare for my exams too, and yeah.
Well, yeah, of course, I understand what you mean. We have like at the moment it's just these three classes, right? So you will not be overloaded for sure. Like, would you even need like a special day off in that case? If it's just three classes like this?
Actually, it's not kind of like a special day off, but I'm afraid that, sometime the teaching day will, interrupt my or meet my exam day. Then can I have the right to take the
Well, of
class?
course, you can. Like the point here is like this: you need to warn us ahead of time, like 1 week ahead. That's the norm. So it's not just like today you suddenly realize you have a test and you can't teach, and you warn us the same day. That's like not appropriate. It should be ahead of time. You try to learn the exam dates ahead of time. Then you tell us ahead of time. Then we'll find a cover, or you can help us find a cover teacher as well. And that's it. It's pretty
Okay.
straightforward. Like, but the problem sometimes is that people don't know their schedule and they do it last minute, and that causes problems. So you need to just be aware of your schedule ahead of time and let us know. Like, just be responsible. That's all. It's pretty standard. Nothing special here. So of course, if you're busy, you will find a cover in that case, but not too often, because again the point is that the students get used to you, they like you, and if they don't see you in the class they might start disliking the class, start leaving, and we still need those students. So that's the problem. But so if it's just singular days off here and there, maybe a week one time, that's tolerable.
Okay.
It depends on you. All right, so anything else?
Currently not. Do you have any question for me?
Well, just the demo little lesson, if you have anything that you can prepare. For example, a structure, a grammar structure, or a just a grammatical aspect of English. Well, like present simple tense, but that is a bit too simple for high schoolers. Something a little bit more advanced, maybe, or some vocabulary. So lexical related, grammatical, or well, grammar structures or grammar itself, something like that. Whatever comes to mind. It could be completely improvised. You don't really need to prepare too much, I guess.
Oh, after some consideration, I have one idea in my mind. I want to present about the water pollution in Bing City, and actually I have the slides in here with me. Because it used to be a presentation of us, of our group at university, and when we're first year student. But I also want to represent about the grammar because I think what should I do?
But just think a bit about it and pick one.
Okay.
First, just tell me what you pick, and then you'll need to come up with the objective in short. That's part of the job, to have an objective written down and sent to us before the lesson. It's pretty straightforward. There's nothing scary here about that.
Okay. So I think I I still stick to the water pollution in Big City.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
The
what's the objective?
the objective here is firstly help the students to understand the definition of water pollution. The second one is clarify the current situation of water pollution in Ving City. This the third one is what are the main causes of water pollution as well as the effect of it. And finally, it's the solution to the water pollution, the
So
proposed
you are
solution.
teaching here things that normally we don't teach. Like this is just a lecture. You're presenting things, information, right? What we teach and what you should be teaching, in like if we give you IELTS students, like an IELTS student who wants to get a 6 in IELTS or 6.5, right, or something, then of course we teach to them to speak themselves. So the goals should be always like, what kind of language will the student be able to produce? New thing, right? So it shouldn't be like whatever you teach, like information load, that's should be minimal, kind of like just the core. And most of the lessons should be students speaking that. So it's actually less you talking, more students talking. In the ideal world, the teacher speaks 20% and the student,
For the 80.
so the
Okay.
student speaks 80% of the lesson, right? You speak very little. So that's the real skill of the teacher, to speak less. It's very easy to speak a lot. But so that's why we pretty much never have these presentations like that. It's for a different kind of learning environment, right? Here we mostly focus on students speaking, especially in your case, because you're good at that, and I want you to use that skill. So you could still use the same topic, but you need to think like this, like what should I be able to produce? Like what new language should I be able to produce, or what questions should I be able to answer by the end of this?
Okay. Uh, so the aim of this lesson is probably raise a higher awareness of water pollution for students, and the targeted language which probably be used in the presentation is English, of course. And if there's some, professional terminology, then they can explain it. They can explain them in Vietnamese because it's kind of hard
No,
to
like
explain.
we need it like this. There's only one objective. It's very clear. New language, I mean new words, new vocabulary. That's the same meaning, right? New vocabulary, new language, not like just English. Like very specific things. Uh, you don't even need to, in this case, you don't even need to teach much about like what's happening in Mexico City. One sentence is enough. Like you quickly said, it's not that important. What's important is the student producing the language. What will I be able to produce new thing? Like imagine I don't know that. Now I know it. Now I can answer the question, a specific question, or two specific questions, or three specific questions, and like give full answers to that. Or instead of this, you can simply say like the student will be able to use this structure or this language or this something in their speech by the end of the lesson, right? So think again.
This is hard. This is interesting. Well, mm, by the end of the lesson, the student will be able to use several vocabularies related to the environment and water pollution to be more specific, which it's the sediments, natural disasters, um, sewage, and many more. And they're also able to answer common questions related to this topic, such as what are the effects or what are the causes of water pollution. And they will be able to list out several solutions or, um, you know, come into mind several solutions to solve this problem.
So like this is a bit too much because we can keep it a bit more compact now. You define, you could just pick one piece of vocabulary, one question or something. Well, okay, if you keep it like this, it's fine. If you think you're capable of teaching this in a short time, then it's fine, but you can pick something else. I'll have to start a timer for you. So within the timer, you pick the number of minutes. And within the timer, the goal is clear. So far, I think you still should start with the goal first, something really simple. I mean, short. Then imagine I know nothing about that. And then you think of the time you need to teach me that. And by the end, I'll need to be able to use that. That's it.
Mm. Okay, so you want me to use all of these keywords and all of these questions,
No, you
and
choose. Like this is what you've mentioned so far, and from my perspective, it's a bit maybe too much right now, because it's a very short. It could be 5 minutes of you teaching me, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that, right? And just seeing how you interact with me. Because that's what you need to do in the class, right? You don't need to lecture. You need to mostly ask the right questions and prompt, push the students to speak.
mm,
That's what I want you to do now with me as well. So pick the target, the objective. So the student will be able to do what? To produce what kind of language? Language could also be, grammar. So the student will be able to use past simple tense more effectively, like past simple verbs or past simple. Will be able to tell a story in the past simple tense. For example, that's another thing. It's not just the vocabulary. That's why I say language, not like vocabulary, because it's grammar, grammatical structures, any kind of lexical resource, new
mm,
language production and producing that language. That's the core, right? Not giving information. Students already are overloaded with information. They don't need more. They need more practice, practical. Lessons should be practical
yeah.
for the
Okay,
student.
so I think I will just need 7 minutes
Okay,
to,
so you'll need 7 minutes. What's the
yeah.
goal?
The goal here is still all of the everything that I aforementioned, the effects, the causes of the water pollution, especially in here. I will add into one more goal, which is that you can understand what is the definition of the water pollution, what exactly is the water pollution.
We don't care about that in the lessons. We don't care about understanding. Understanding, it's of course, it's natural. Like the point is, understanding is not important. The important part is using that. So if the student can use that, and we see that the student can use that, that's great. And they
Mm.
can't use it if they don't understand it. So you don't need that goal, such as like understand this or understand that. That's like the basic step. We don't need that. We need usage. Yeah, that's the. It's very close. Those two things are very close concepts, but they are fundamentally very different, because just understanding, you can't really check understanding easily without making the person use that. So if they use it, that's guaranteed understanding. So we are only after guaranteed results. Very practical, very like goal-oriented, results-oriented approach. And it's easy for you too, because you will know, do your students, like, are they succeeding or not? Because if you just lecture for 80% of the lesson, just speak, 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 and then just, okay, goodbye, see you, like, here's your homework, and you don't even know what happened. Like, did they get you, or were they asleep half the lesson? But with usage, you immediately know if they don't use it, they can't use it, they can't use what you've just taught them. Well, then you failed. That's it. Very simple. So again, you want to teach sediment, national disaster sewage, and the answer to the two questions.
Yes. Um, I think I still stick with the 7 minutes for two
All
questions
right,
that I.
it's up to you. You can choose any number, and again, you don't have to be perfect. We'll just see what's happening with your teaching skills, and that's it. So you can tell me when to start.
Okay. Can I start
Take your time. You can prepare first a little bit,
for,
and,
can I
and
prepare for 2 minutes? Yeah, I just
yes,
need.
yes, yes. Take your time.
Okay.
I'm right here. You can call me. I'll be here. Just say something when you're done.
Okay. Okay, so I'm ready with my mini lesson.
Do you still need 7 minutes?
Uh, yeah, I think so. But if it's more than 7 minutes, I'm not sure it will be exactly at seven. But
Well, we'll
I hope
try. We'll try to fit it into the
we'll
timer.
try
I'll start the
that.
timer. You'll see it here, and you tell me when to start.
Yeah, I want to start right now. So, in the class today, we will discover about a very familiar topic, which is the water pollution. And as many of you may wonder, what are the water pollution? I mean, all of you might know what are the water pollution, but you don't know where it comes from, right? So here we have two causes which lead to water pollution. First is the human activity, and second is the natural disaster. Now I will explain the first one, the human activities. I can I will take two examples for you to illustrate easier. The first one is, as you can see in the Back Canal in our city, many factories had dumped wastewater into the river, and many of you might wonder what wastewater is. Wastewater are the things that the factory use, and it has been contaminated with toxic chemicals. And when it's untreated, it still be harmful. And when it has been dumped into the water, it will make the water in the river become unhealthy. And the second example will be in the Guanam Reservoir. Um, you all of you have known that in the Guanam Reservoir there's lots of residents there, and many of them do not. Maybe they intentionally or accidentally throw trash into the water, so the surface of the water is full of rubbish, and that action is also cause water pollution. And now moving on to the second cause, which is natural disaster. And maybe somebody will say that's silly because water belongs to nature. So why natural disaster you know harm itself? The thing here, it's sometimes you might see on the internet that there is a flood coming or there's a hurricane coming, and those kind of events will accidentally wash out all of the pesticide or fertilizer on farms, which is harmful, and then it will spread those toxic chemicals into everywhere. Now, what the effects of this kind of phenomenon? The effects of the water pollution is severe. It's affect to the environment and we, the human, ourselves. About the environment, firstly, of course, it will affect the biodiversity of fish as well as things living under the water. First, it will make the animals at the water lack of oxygen and clean water, which will make them sick of eating contaminated food, and then make them do not have an adequate amounts of oxygen to breathe. It also reduces the biodiversity of things in land because the toxic chemicals in water, it will come into soil and it will harm the plants. So what are the solution? What can you done to this water pollution, to this type of pollution? It's pretty easy. You can pick the litter whenever you see them. You can um, join in the organization in your city, which aim for a cleaner environment. Or maybe you can talk to anyone, to a relative, about to raise their awareness about this kind of problem. So it's pretty easy because you're a student. So you just need to take simple and small actions. And when you get older, you grow older, then the bigger it will become. And that's it. That is the end of this mini lesson.
I think you misunderstood what you need to do, because, as I said, the teacher speaks 20% of the lesson. I should speak 80%. It's never a
Oh,
lecture. It's me learning that vocabulary to use it. It doesn't matter what is happening in the river or what the situation is. You try to minimize that very quickly and in very short. But the majority of the lesson, you ask me questions. As soon as you say something, like one thing, you just need to check the understanding immediately. Make me
okay.
use it. Like you said something about national disasters. It doesn't matter what you say about that. It matters so little what you say about that. It only matters if the students understand what it is. And ideally, you do that without using Vietnamese. So we just use English, right, in our classes, 100% English. You use English, like try to explain something new in English. But okay, if you fail, you can use a little bit of Vietnamese sometimes, but ideally that's not what we do. And the students should use English, not Vietnamese only. So that's what the immersion is about, yeah? And you just ask me constantly to confirm if I understood, but not just like, do you understand? Yes, no, you need to check and teach me these things to use them. Like you can pick one question, just one is already good enough, and maybe vocabulary is not that necessary. You can teach vocabulary while teaching the answer to the question. Yeah. So you pick one question. What question is it going to be?
Mm, one question in English, right?
Well, for example, what are the solutions to the pollution
Yeah.
in the local area, for example, or something similar?
Okay. Um, can you tell me what are the causes, potential causes that you think will lead to water pollution in your residential area?
Okay, and causes that lead to pollution. That's what you need to teach now. So we will restart the lesson. And
Okay.
again, your goal is to not speak. It doesn't matter what you say. It's a teacher's speech should be mostly questions, a little bit of information, mostly pushing the student to speak. So if you choose 7 minutes, how many minutes do you need to speak as a teacher?
Um, like as a teacher, how many minutes that I need to answer this question?
No, no, no. Imagine you have the goal to teach causes that lead to pollution, a question based on that, yeah? That's your goal.
Yeah.
You have one specific goal. It's always like that, every lesson. And then you choose, for example, 7 minutes now for a mini lesson to teach me to answer that question, right? You should
Mm,
speak for 20% of the time. I mean, only 20, or not more than 20. And the student should speak for 80% of the time. So how many minutes should you be talking throughout the lesson if it was 7 minutes total?
I think it's 10.
You have 7 minutes total,
Oh,
20% of 7 minutes. I
20%.
understand you are not a math major, but it shouldn't be that hard to calculate a basic number.
7 minutes and 20%. I think it's probably 1 or 2 minutes.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how much you have to speak mostly. Like, I mean, okay, now you are not a professional teacher. You might not be able to do that, but you could try to achieve that. Okay, if you speak 50, the student speaks 50, okay, better than, you speaking 80% or 90% or 100%. Yeah. So try to achieve that number. And that's in the class the same way. So now you understand finally, yeah, what I want?
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
This is the fundamental problem with most, English centers and other educational establishments in Vietnam. They don't understand that for some reason.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I'm the owner, so I can ask my teachers to do it the right way.
Yeah. We still follow, although everything changed with the national curriculum, with the English textbook, but we still follow with the conventional methods of teaching.
Well, yeah, it's just because we have so many students that that's another reason, and there's like very little time, and the teachers are underpaid, and there are a lot of factors. Yeah, here we have a little bit of a better environment. We try to give like premium service, the best service in Hong An to our students, to our parents that come to us to learn. So that's why we're special, a little bit special, not nothing too special. We just provide quality education. That's all, and you can become part of it. And can learn to be not just a good teacher, but the best teacher. And we are all hands-on, less theory, more practice. So now Let's try. You can again pick the number of minutes that you think you need for this, and then
Mm,
we'll
okay.
begin.
Um, now I want to pick 10 minutes.
All right, 10 minutes to teach me. You have about 2, 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 minutes to speak yourself, and the rest should be me talking. You should push me to speak.
Okay.
Now you need to prepare, or do you want to start right away?
Yeah, I just want to start right away.
All right, let's begin then.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about what do you think about the causes that leads to water pollution?
Mm, dirt.
Dirt, and is there anything else?
Um,
What make you immediately think about whenever somebody talks to you about water pollution?
hmm.
Do you think about um, harmful chemicals?
Mm,
You think about the image of a river which is filled with rubbish.
uh, rubbish, garbage. Yeah.
The rubbish and garbage is the thing that you use every day. When you have used it all, then now it's turned into garbage. So now, okay. So what do you think about talking about garbage and rubbish? What do you think about like who will use it?
Mm,
Where does it will come from?
I don't know.
Okay. I will give you um, three, three three things. First is human, second is factories, and third is the government. So among three of them, who do you think will use and dump rubbish into the river? Who is likely to do that? Just garbage.
Teacher, what is government?
A government, it's um, an official system who lead the whole nation. That's how they call government.
Tiếng Việt là gì? Tiếng Việt là
Chính phủ.
uh,
So, who do you think among three of them, who think is likely to be the one who dump rubbish into the river?
mm,
It's
people.
fact people, yeah. So it will be human. It will be the residents, right? So when talk about toxic chemical, who do you think it's likely to, you know, release those untreated wastewater into the river? Factory or people or government?
Mm, people.
People. Okay. Yeah, that's right. But okay, right now, then think about a huge amounts of wastewater. Do people release a huge amount of wastewater every single day into the river?
Mm,
Do you think factory is more likely to do that?
maybe.
Maybe. So, okay. So factory and people will be the one that harm to the water, right? Because they dump rubbish, right? They release what? They release what?
Mm, garbage.
The garbage will be people, and now the factory will release what?
Mm,
What kind of water do they will release into the river?
dirty water.
Yeah, dirty water. Now we have a new term of dirty water. You can use that is fine, but there are some high level vocabulary that you can replace it, which is untreated water, okay, toxic water, and harmful water. So toxic, harmful, and untreated, they all have the same equal meaning, which related to something which is dirty. and then you can use those kind of vocabulary now. Okay, you can practice using them right now. So factory will release what into the river? Just choose one or three of them.
Um. Hmm. I don't know.
Okay. It's hard. It's hard, right? It's fine. It's okay. You're still familiar with the word dirty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have a new word to replace the word dirty for you. We would begin with the word toxic. I think you are familiar with the word toxic, or
Oh.
you have you listened to the word toxic anywhere? No? Okay. Toxic, it's the same things which kind of a very clear or synonyms with dirty. Toxic is something which is dirty. So can you replace the word dirty into toxic in this sentence? Factory release water into the river instead of the word dirty by the word that I just said.
Yes.
Okay, can you repeat it?
Factory.
Release
Release.
and the word that I just mentioned.
Uh. Mm,
Toxic.
Toxic
Yeah. Water
water
into the river.
into the river.
Yeah. Can you repeat that?
Factory release toxic water.
Toxic.
Toxic
Yeah, toxic. Water into the river.
water into the river.
Yeah, that's right. Now, those are come from human, right? Now we move to the natural disaster. Do you know what natural disaster mean?
Um. Bad. Something bad.
Yes, something bad. Disaster refer to something really bad. And natural, do you know the word nature?
Yeah.
Nature is everything that around you, which it's not made by human, and that is nature. And natural, it's an adjective form of nature. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in short, natural is something around you. Can you repeat that word for me?
Nature.
No, the word natural.
Natural.
Yeah, natural.
Right.
And disaster.
And disaster.
Yeah. So now can you explain the word natural disaster in your way of thinking to me again after hearing I explain?
Mm, Something bad. Something around me that is bad.
Something around you that is bad. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think okay. Now we will move to an example of natural disaster. Do you think flood? Do you know flood? Do you know rain?
Yeah.
Okay, so flood, it's a lots of rain. A tons amounts of water pouring down from the sky. And what do you think if a lots of water come from the sky and like they are just too much, then what will happen?
Mm, a lot of water.
A lot of water, and then you live in a lot of water. Do you comfortable with that?
No.
No. Yes. It is good.
Yes.
So you're not comfortable with that, but you feel it's good.
Uh-huh.
So you think it's good to live with a lot of water around you every single
Uh,
day.
no.
Okay, yeah, that's right. It's uncomfortable, it's not good, and that's called flood. Okay, so
Mm.
flood, it's a natural disaster. Do you have a clear image of natural disaster right now?
Uh, what is image?
Image, it's um oh no, sorry, that's not the correct word. Uh, a better understanding.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Does the example that I gave you, the example of flood that I give you a broader, the better understanding about natural disaster?
Um, so flood is a natural disaster?
Yes, it
Uh,
is. It
okay.
is it is something bad because you're not comfortable with a lot of water around you every single day, right? And it is something that belongs to the nature. Something's natural because water, we cannot make water, right? Water is something that already exists and we cannot make it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And yeah, and natural disaster is also another cause of water pollution.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that. And now to wrap up our mini lesson, there are two type of causes that lead to water pollution. The first one is
Natural disaster?
yes, and the second one, which it's about somebody that dump trash into the river.
Uh, toxic?
Yeah, it's the toxic one. What who they are? They are animal. They are they are natural. They are nature or they are human.
Nature?
Nature can dump toxic chemicals into the river. Is that true?
Human.
Yeah, human. That's right. So human and natural disaster are the two causes.
Uh-huh.
Remember that. And now, um, can you again explain the term natural disaster for me?
Something bad around us?
Mm-hmm. And what do you think? And explain about um, what people don't, can do to the environment. They threw they threw what into the river?
Toxic water?
Can people?
Flood?
Hmm, water cannot be thrown.
Mm.
Throw, it's a verb which can just be used with with something else, not water. Okay? Now, think about it again. We can throw what into the river? The waste.
Garbage?
Yes, that's true. That's right. And about factory, factory dump what into the river?
Uh,
Factory release what water into the river?
dirty water?
Dirty water. That's right. What is another word that I just taught you? Do you remember?
Toxic?
Yes. Can you repeat that sentence again for me?
Toxic water?
Mm-hmm. The whole one. The whole
Uh,
sentence.
mm,
Factory,
factory?
what? Factory, what? Release,
Release?
and
Toxic water?
yes, and
Mm, in nature?
in nature or in where? Water
Mm,
will can come to where?
flood? Uh,
Yeah, it's true. Flood, it's related to water. But okay, now, where can you gather water from?
rain?
Or rain? Where rain will go?
River.
Yes. So now can you repeat that sentence for me? The water will go to the river,
The
not
water.
not go to the flood. So the factory release what?
Toxic water
Toxic water into the
into the river.
yes.
Uh-huh.
And that's the end of this mini lesson. I think it's 10 minutes.
More than 10, yeah.
Yeah.
But you can ask me the question, the final question, the goal of the lesson.
Mm. So now, can you repeat? Can you list out again the effect, or I mean, the causes of water pollution?
Natural disaster, toxic water, uh, that's it.
What about human?
Flood,
Mm-hmm. And what
uh,
about human?
human,
Mm-hmm.
human garbage,
Yes, human garbage.
uh,
Moving on. What factory?
factories, factory release toxic water.
Yes. And overall, the effects of the water pollution will be human activities and natural disaster.
Human activity, okay, natural disaster.
What are the new words that you have learned from this lesson?
Toxic, natural,
Mm-hmm.
disaster,
Mm-hmm.
flood,
Blood,
human,
human.
government,
Mm-hmm. What go with the water? Where the water will go?
mm, mm, river.
Yes.
Hmm.
And now you can, when you go home, you can make the sentence with those new vocabularies to create a new one, which is related to the water pollution.
Okay, so you're finished. All right. So you see how difficult it is, right?
Yeah, it's kind of difficult.
And you're in this environment. You need to speak 20%. You spoke about 95%, right? So is that a failure? You shouldn't think it. You shouldn't think it a failure. Just learning experience, right?
Mm,
So how can you? Like I know it's been pretty long already, the interview. If you want to finish now, we can finish now. I mean, if you need to do something else, but I wanted to comment on your performance.
okay. Yeah, I do want some comments. You're thinking about my performance.
Uh, so you try hard, but again, the goal is not achieved. Speaking less, making students speak more. More repetitions, right? You just need to make the students repeat after you. Don't be shy. They have to. Like if they speak like, well, if they're acting silly, or they really don't know anything, unenthusiastic, tired, whatever, you just make them work. If think of anything, you need to be very strict. You can't be nice. You just cannot. It doesn't work. Nice is only okay if the student is so excited they speak more than you already. Then okay, you're nice. But otherwise, you cannot be nice. Like, of course, that doesn't mean like impolite. Just need to be like strict. Yeah, as a strict teacher, that's the biggest mistake. Most studying teachers or like some teachers like always too nice. Yeah. So if you want the student to learn to speak more, you need to make them speak. Just tell them, all right, you say this, repeat this. You tell them, give them the model answer, make them read it, remember it. Memorization is not good, but well, if it's a really low level, there's sometimes no way around it. Sometimes they have to just memorize some parts at first, then they'll be able to produce them later. Make them repeat more. What else? There's in the class. Imagine you have a class of students, like 6 students, right? You need to make them speak 80% of the time. You speak 20%. How can you achieve that? All of them.
It's well, it's kind of hard when to force students to speak when they do not have too many vocabularies. Their abilities to think in English it's limited, and also the time for them to transfer their Vietnamese thinking into English and then talk back to me is also very time consuming. Hmm. So
So,
this is
well, you need to give them model language, right?
yeah.
Vocabulary with Vietnamese translations is okay on paper, right? You speak more English, but okay, on paper, you can give them, you prepare printouts based on the lesson. You prepare printouts, English questions, model answers with choices. They don't just mindlessly read, they have to choose and think, or maybe fill in the blanks. And then you need a translation of that so they understand. If it's the lowest level, they need to see what they're saying without you constantly translating and explaining it, right? Otherwise, even if you explain in English, it'll take forever. But what is the strategy to make everyone speak? How can you make everyone speak 80% of the time during the lesson?
Probably first I will give you some I will give them some, topic related vocabularies, and then make them work in pair.
Yes.
You set out some, question, make them work in pair, and then let them to, repeat what they have done in that pairing discussion. Talk back to me.
Yes, or you just go around. They can do a lot of pair activity. Like the majority of the lesson could be pair activity, and you
Yeah.
just walk around them. You speak little, you notice mistakes, you fix them, you help those who are stuck, you make sure they work. You're like a judge, you're very strict. Like most students, they will try to weasel out, they try not to work. But your goal is to keep them on track. And you set them apart, far away into pairs, and they work in the groups. Ideally, in groups of people who don't chat with each other in Vietnamese. Just like a
Yes.
girl and a boy, for example, you wouldn't want to do that, but you need to be strict, all right? You need to convince them to do it. Well, if you cannot, well, okay, then you need to sit next to them and constantly remind, speak in English, stick to the topic, and you give them material, the simple material appropriate to the level. Your biggest issue was that you're using very high level advanced vocabulary with someone who barely understands basics. You can't speak like that. They will not understand 80% of what you're saying. You'll try to do this the whole lesson, you'll get tired, and the students will not understand anything, and you will revert to Vietnamese because you realize, okay, English is not possible, I use Vietnamese now. No, so the solution is to use simple English, like disaster, just bad thing. Always come back to the core. Disaster is a bad thing. And you actually misidentified the meaning of disaster. It's not just like a bad like nature or something around you. You need to make sure you look up the definitions of the terms you're going to teach, like the core vocabulary. Always look it up, even if you think you know it. Just look up the definition, full definition, the example sentences, so you fully understand. Because if you don't fully understand, the students will like make a mistake. And pronunciations to like hurricane or other words, like make sure you pronounce them right, yeah, with endings. So you need to prepare the key vocabulary for yourself to study, and then you will teach them to the students. So another mistake, right? And big issue there, I see. And make them speak and prepare activities, right? Just working in pairs, well, after like 10 lessons of doing that, it might become a little bit tiring. So you need to prepare activities that are related to working in pairs, groups, or something, them speaking, not you, but like fun. Yeah. So,
Mm,
and what do we do? They have a book, the book they study at school. So that book is pretty dry. It's just exercises. You grab that, you ask, you check what they're going to do. You look at the page, at the exercises, you extract what they're supposed to learn, and you turn that into these, printouts or, well, your own lesson, right? So it goes the way it should, like they speak, you speak little. And the point is, you think they're going to go home and use that language, right? But in our center, we film them at the end of each lesson for 5 minutes, like one or two students talking, each lesson rotating, to prove that they've learned it. So they have to present their speech. So it's kind of like a real test. By the end of the lesson, they present with a mind map, or maybe without, depending on the topic, but usually with a mind map. It's just the simple things like 5 keywords on the board with clouds, right? The circles, and they just talk about that. So that's how we do it. You teach for, let's say, 1 hour, 15 minutes, and then 15 minutes at the end, you prepare them a little bit for the presentation they present. That's it.
mm,
And you see, the whole structure of the lesson is pretty different from the regular teaching because it's highly interactive. The students speak all the time. You put pressure on them to speak. You give them points, dollars. We have dollars in the center, so you can encourage them so they can buy some rewards for themselves later. We'll punish them based on that, right? So that's what we need. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is something not like familiar, but new for me. I know it's kind of like uh,
We'll
contradicts each
see.
other. Yeah, but the way that we as that we are taught at university are still pretty much conventional
No,
classroom.
that's fine. You can I mean keep that there, but when you come to the center, you have specific things to do. That's all. Like now, I've given you a ton of information. That's too much, I know, but that's why now you have time to digest that and come to the center on Tuesday, and you'll see how it happens, right? Or I'll show you a few things. Most importantly, when I was playing the student, I was fully focused on you. In real life, the students constantly get distracted, so you need to keep their attention. That's another difficulty, right? So you need to be ready for all of that, and that's what you will learn with us, with the center, how to properly teach, to make the student who came to your lesson, they don't know your goal, the objective, right? And after the lesson, they can talk about that objective, not just say one word like flood or something, but actually answer the question in full sentences. That's another problem. Teaching one singular word, that's nothing. It doesn't give them anything. It needs to be speech, sentences, right? Opinions, maybe choices. So at
Mm,
least 2, 3, 4 sentences, right? Something meaningful, and it's hard to achieve. So you need a structure, and we have the structure. I give you the structure. You try to follow it. You have issues, I help you. That's what we do.
okay,
And look, I've put a lot of effort even today already, my time and effort into helping you understand all of this. I just hope you will take it in and understand and use it to teach and improve. So we'll finish now because I think you need to go too, right?
yeah,
And I have one thing for you. If you can still, if you're interested, if you want to go and start teaching, you might feel a bit scared, that you feel like, oh, that's too much. But don't worry, again, you don't need to start right away. You're not going to be teaching the whole lesson. You're just going to be just observing the lesson on Tuesday, right? You just come in, just take a look, right, how it happens, and I'll show you everything. It's much easier. It's very enjoyable in real life once you understand that your students are actually learning. It's not just you have to speak for 1 hour and then done. No, you see them learn, improve, you'll feel like a real teacher. So that's the reward, the enjoyment. And you will give you a career knowledge. So even if you don't work with us, all of this is like highly, you'll be able to open your own school with that even, kind of. And another thing is your language is like I've noticed a lot of errors in your speech,
yeah.
vocabulary usage, grammar, grammatical structures, pronunciation still. So there's a lot of room for improvement, and that's something that we can work on together. You can work with me, like the teachers who work with us, well, full time normally, they get training with me because it's expensive normally to have a lesson with me, but you get that as a part of teacher training that all my staff gets. We only pick, we have a lot of people like you who come and want to apply and work with me, but we need to see those who are willing to, I mean we are choosing between those who want to work long term, who want to improve long term, and the ability and the desire to improve. Only two things we need.
Okay.
Then you get a package back, and you get a lot of benefit from us working with us, unlike other centers where they don't care what you do. I've worked in so many places, and I've spent like 3 or 4 years almost in Hanoi teaching in many, many centers. Then I organized my own center here. We have 3 branches here in Yan.
Okay.
And yeah, so we really care. And you can show up on Tuesday at 5:30 then. Yeah.
5:30 on Tuesday.
Well, you can
Tuesday.
show up at 6 because again, it's not for you to teach, it's just to observe. So a little later is fine that time. But
Okay.
normally it's 5:30
Okay. I will. Can I text you because Tuesday actually it's my midterm exam.
already. I see.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Uh,
next. The. No. The. What?
No, I
Oh,
mean this Tuesday, right? So if you have a problem, you just try to figure out your schedule ahead of time, like today, and just let me know today. Well, at the release tomorrow, so we know. Yeah. Well, if not possible Tuesday, it could be Friday, because that's Tuesday, Friday, those lessons. Ideally, Tuesday, just start right away and you see it, and we begin as early as possible. The earlier, the better, right?
okay.
And now I have a little task for you, about 5-10 minutes, just after this meeting, or maybe a little later, within like before the end of the day. Please, like, write out the things that you've learned from me about
Okay.
teaching, whatever you understood. Just put the phone away, just only in the memory mode. You write down everything you've remembered, and just send me a photo of the thing, so I see what you understood, how much you've learned from me, what is clear, what is unclear. Okay, can you do that?
Yes, I can do
Could be a
that.
list of like 10 things, 15 things, or 5 things if you can't think of much, like from little things to big things, whatever you understood. Yeah.
Okay.
And about the schedule, you also send me, I mean, if you can show up on Tuesday or not. And again, you don't have to show up at 5:30. You can show up at 6, maybe even 6:30, for a little bit at least. But ideally, like the whole lesson, just so you know, and then you'll start teaching as soon as you see it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
I
thank
got.
you so much, Miss Min. Yeah.
Yeah. You can call me Min for short. Actually, it's come from the Ming from Mingquit. Yeah.
Oh, I can just call you Ming Quet then, if you are okay with that, because I like the original names more personally. But it's up to you. If you like an English name, it's your choice.
No, no. Actually, it's up to you. You can call my original name or my nickname, whatever. It's up
All
to
right.
you.
All right, Ming Quet. And then also don't forget to send me questions if you have any left. Right.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you so much. Hope you have a great evening, and wish you luck in your tests.
Um, thank you so much,
Break a
and
leg.
yeah, thank you so much for encouraging me and teach me very valuable lesson today.
Yeah, I
And
think you're smart, so I think you can figure it all out. No problem. Yeah,
okay, thank you. Hope you have a great day.
you too.
Bye.